Hey, what's up, Brian?
P Money the greatest.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Good, man. Good, man. I've been doing good. I've been doing good ever since I got my risk management in point. I've been doing better.
That's great to hear, my friend. That is great to hear.
Yeah. Also, I would like to show you my screen.
Yeah, go ahead. I enabled screen sharing, so you should be able to. Hey, Sergi.
Hi.
Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is on the left is Oanda and the right is FXCM. So market structure, I go by the 4-hour now, and the 4-hour, this is telling me that this is the last, basically, you could say lower high, I guess, or whatever. This is the last 4-hour supply zone. We could say that.
Mm-hmm.
So on Oanda, and I mean, yeah, on Oanda, and on FXCM, it's giving me a chalk, and it's giving me that we're in an uptrend now, as this is a higher high. Pretty sure this is a higher low. But if I go on the daily, if I go on the daily on these pairs, so I'm on the daily on the FXCM, and this is the whole daily supply zone. I go on the daily on here, and then yeah, that 4-hour supply on here becomes a daily supply zone. So how would you interpret these? What would you, I know are different price actions, but I'm trying to see, like, as far as this one, as it's chalking, then this 4-hour becomes this one's 1 hour. So, like, you have any input on this? Like, what would you say to this?
Show me the 4-hour. Go back to the 4-hour again, real quick, on both. Let's see.
4-hour time frame.
So on the this is just a 4. Oh, sorry. Let me turn on the annotation. This is the 4-hour supply, right? For Honda.
Yes.
Okay.
And also
go to the daily on here.
Yeah, and also it's also daily supply.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then over here, this was the 4-hour supply.
This is a daily supply.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what is this? So this is okay, I'll delete this. So this was a 4-hour supply, and then this chalked right here. And then so this I only see right here on FXCM a daily supply. This just becomes a daily supply. And then on the 4-hour,
hold on, don't change it. Don't go back to it. Go back to daily. Stay here. Okay, switch both of them to 4-hour now.
so this 4-hour looks like this 1 hour. Well, it doesn't look like it, but the breaker structure is, and change the character.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Click right here on your chart. Click date range down at the bottom and click on interval. Okay, cool.
They're both on 4-hour now.
Yep, and it'll stay synced. So just gonna point out some things real quick. structure mess right here. The indicator's wrong. So there's nothing structurally different between both photos. It just, the structure didn't pick up, it missed something right here on this one.
It just, yeah, it doesn't show it on Oanda for some reason.
Yeah, not too sure why.
Mhm.
Go hover over, zoom in on this real quick.
Zoom in.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just missing. Oh, I see why. I see why now. Okay. Click on this for me. Cool. Hover your mouse right here.
Right here? Oh, right here?
No. Right here. Right here.
Right here?
Yeah, just keep right there for a second. 030. Okay, hover right here now. Ah, okay, that's why. Figured so. Okay, now hover here. And hover here. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. This is what I meant by you're looking at two different price feeds, right? So this one, if you look at the value of this and you look at the value of this, I think they're both the same. 030 is the low. Hey, Cal. Hey, well, I got more people today. Hey, Calvin. Hey, David.
What's going on, guys?
Nothing much. How y'all doing?
Good.
All right. So these are both the same low,
Mhm.
but when you have a different price feed, you have to check the values. This low is not the same as this low. That's what happens when you look at two different pairs. That's why I said you have to pick the one that's closest to whatever that you're using on your trading. So
okay, I just want you to see that. But I still like Oanda. I just, when I see these, it still shows it with these things. When I see these, I'm going to know. I'm going to know that it's really, maybe a chop. But okay, but I want to know. So just say if I'm
it's not. That's why I said you have to depend on what market structure you're using. If you're using 5 candle, 3 candle, that makes a difference.
But right here it's a chop though.
It's not the same. There is no 5 candle pivot right here on this one. This wick right here, this green one right here is the lowest point. There is no 5 candle pivot. That's why there's a lower low here. This one right here, this is the lowest point. That's why I said you have to be careful of what feed you use, because the candles, they are not going to be in the same spot.
Yeah, okay.
You're not going to get the exact same price action. So whatever broker that you choose, you have to go look at the broker and look at the candles. Where does it close? What is the price value of the close? That's why I'm looking over here to see what's the open, high, low, and close. Then what I end up doing is you compare the two. So you say, all right, my broker closes this one at 18,180,9030. This is 1,809,300. Now you look at this next candle and say, okay, my 4 hour and my broker, are they the same? Is it closer to this one or is it closer to this one? Because yes, this is why you get a chalk over here and you don't get a chalk over here, because the values are different. And it's subtle differences that you're going to see. If you didn't zoom out a little bit. All right, right there. You didn't see my original circles that I made, but over here you have a bullish and a bearish candle. Over here you have two bullish candles. That's enough to make an entire difference on what you do. That's why it's important for you to pay attention to what is closest to it. If you're not paying attention, if you miss that, you're going to end up, I've seen it where I forgot what I was using before. I think I was using forex.com before I came to Precision, and Rob had pointed out like Oanda's probably closer to you. It's probably the closer one to your thing. And I went and checked and he was right. So I haven't looked back ever since. I just know that Oanda's pretty closer. So
as far as market structure right here, since we did a 4 hour, we chalked. So would I still be treating this as a downtrend because the daily right here is still we're in the downtrend, right?
wait, say it again.
So on this fx.com, the 4 hour chalked, so it's a higher high, higher low, right? So I'm saying would I still be treating this as a downtrend because the daily right here is still a downtrend?
It doesn't matter what the daily does if you're looking at the 4 hour.
Oh,
I never go from daily to 4 hour. It's either, I always do either one or the other. Now, other people I think in the community do, but you'd have to ask somebody like Solomon how he uses it. I don't ever use 4 hour and daily. I only use one or the other.
Because I know it goes daily, and then the structure of the daily is a 4 hour, and the structure of the 4 hours is 15 minutes. So that's why I was saying that.
No, not to me.
Exactly.
To me, you go from daily to 1 hour. I would never go from daily to 4 hour. The structure of the daily, the structure of the 1 hour is the minor moves that you see on the daily. Structure of the 15 minutes, is the minor moves what you see in the 4 hour. I would never go from daily to 4 hour, personally.
Okay. So
but
right now,
you might want to ask somebody like Solomon.
Understood. So right now we're bullish on this right here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Now we're confirmed bullish.
And then right here, we're not confirmed bullish on Oanda.
No, we are still in a downtrend.
In a downtrend on Oanda, but obviously 1 hour. Okay. All right. Can you how did I all right. All right. What was it? Date range. Okay, take that off. Okay, that's all I wanted to show you. Appreciate it.
No problem. That's why I said check your broker and see which ones are the candles that are similar, because all it takes is one candle to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's important. That's why it's important for you to understand the rules. It's not just looking at the chart. You need to look to see, all right, why is this different? And like I pointed out, there was a one candle difference in the shift, and because of that, that's what caused for the market structure to be completely different. I always say it only takes one candle for me to change my mind on everything. That's all it takes. So, but you have to understand why. So,
let me show you something. So on this daily right here. Oh wait, you said you don't use that. Okay. Well, on this 4 hour, I will go to the 15-minute. And the only way I'll be selling if I see a 15-minute chalk in this supply zone, right?
I mean, that would be ideal. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's showing, and then this one is just showing a trend. So, oh wow, different feeds. All right, I'll check which one's closer to me. Thanks.
No problem. No problem. All right, guys. What other questions do y'all have? Talk to me.
If there's no questions, can you show me your trade, please?
Yeah. Any questions, guys? Feel free to ask me in the chat if you don't want to come off of mute. All right, cool. If that be the case, let me find my trade.
Hey, Brian, I did have a question.
Yeah, go ahead and ask away, brother.
It pertains to what I had asked a question about the other day. So I just want to get your thoughts on, or if you could just like show me an example on the charts about the continuations that you're like, okay, that is okay to take. I mean, I only consider like the first break of structure, and then I don't want to like chase price, but sometimes I just get burnt either way. Is that just, how it is? Like, it's just less probable to take those continuation trades on the entry time frame.
No, it just I mean, it's well. You have to think about a trend. The trend is confirmed with a chalk and a BOS. So if you miss the chalk and there's a BOS, that can be enough. That can be enough for you to be able to take a trade. So
the further you get up the leg, it doesn't it, a lot of times it just winds up coming back and like you get stopped out, right?
well, so you don't want to chase it up a leg. So give me 1 second. Let me find an example really quick. Augie. So
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
well, pretty good. How are you doing?
Good, man. I just got back from a road trip, so I'm just tired, but I'm just in time for this call, so happy about that.
Yeah, perfect timing, brother. Perfect timing.
Yep.
All right.
Is this your trade recap?
I'm about to go through and try to answer two things at once if I can. I'll try to find a good example. All right. This will work perfectly. Okay. Price comes back into, and price makes this chalk right here. Right, Calvin? You see that?
Yep, I'm following.
All right. Price then makes another pullback. And let's say, for instance, you didn't take this trade, right? So it makes a BOS here, right? This is a horrible example to show. That tells me how bad the price action was today. So let me go one more time frame up. Okay, perfect. Give me something better to work with. Okay. So let's say, for instance, you get this chalk, you miss this chalk, right? Or for whatever reason, you don't take the trade. Cool. You're going to move on to the next trade. The next trade is this right here, right? So this would have been the BOS. So you have a BOS here. Well, when you have a chalk and a BOS in the same direction, that means that you end up having a confirmed trend. So usually that means that price is trending stronger, right? Now, you could have taken, for instance, maybe a trade somewhere off of this. I'm just putting arbitrarily. I'm not saying that's where I would enter or whatnot, and then put your stop wherever, right? But you have to keep in mind where you are within price. If you're looking just at this entry time frame, this looks like a valid setup, right? But let me tell you the thing that we're forgetting. We're forgetting that this is all based on a higher time frame picture. So you have to keep in mind that the market is fractal. So you're seeing smaller versions of what's happening on the bigger time frame. But market structure is a universal concept. As soon as we made this this BOS right here on the higher time frame, now that means that price is more likely to pull back. We don't know how far it's going to pull back. We don't know when it's going to pull back. It's going to pull back. And because of that, what ends up happening is price ends up pulling back. And so this trade now probably only gave you like 1 R before it would take you out. And then price goes on to make another impulsive movement. Does that make sense? So when you're looking for your chalks and BOSs, you need to be aware of where you're at. If you were able to find a chalk and BOS somewhere here, it's more probable that price will continue in this direction, and that's okay. But when you're chasing price all the way up here, you're in basically the farther you get away from the zone is the more less likely your trade is going to continue in that direction, because the market doesn't move in a straight line. The market moves in two phases. So it goes up and comes back. It goes up, it goes back. So you have to be prepared. Now, sometimes you'll get something like this, right? Where the market just shoots on up and it barely makes a pullback. But you can't guarantee that that's going to be what's going to happen most times. The safest way that you're going to find the most success in trading, price goes up, pulls back, it goes. It 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 pulls back, it goes. That's an average movement that you're going to see in the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and that example you showed was a pretty big chalk too. So
yeah.
So got it.
So it depends. Each one is maybe different. So that's also a reason why I use, going back to what P Money was mentioning, was asking like, would I go from daily to 4 hour? And I said, no, I never would, because the relationship of those time frames are too close together. And if you want to be able to get in earlier somewhere down here, you need to go to a time frame that is drastically smaller than the time frame you're using for your POIs. That's the only reason why I use seconds. Using seconds isn't no magical tool. It's just a seconds time frame compared to M15 is a microscopic view. It's the same thing as using a 1 hour POI and using M1. You're going to get in more down here. Whereas if you use M5, M15, you're going to be somewhere up here, and you'll have these ginormous chalks and things like that. But market structure is market structure. So if you have fundamental rules that you follow when it comes to market structure, the time frame becomes irrelevant, because I've changed my time frame. My results did not change. I could go change my time frame right now to swing trading. The only difference is I would only be showing you trades once a week. Like, time frame is a measure of candles. That's it. It's not a measure of success. But if you don't have solid rules and a solid process you're following, going to a lower time frame is only going to mess up your trading. So that it's pretty much, it's just about following the same system or pattern that you have. And you have to keep in mind, where you are within the move. You're not within, for instance, this day, right? Or today was 4 hour. My hypothesis was that price was going to go up until it would make this bullish candle, right? That was what I basically say when I'm trading. You trade your higher time frame. You don't trade anything else. So I know you say like, well, I take my trades off of M1. That don't mean nothing. Because the ultimate thing you're saying is you're basing it on what's happening. So in order for this candle to make a bullish candle, you have to go inside of the candle, and that bullish candle should look like a trend. So going from a 4 hour to a daily, it does not do that. Going from a 4 hour to a 15-minute, it does do that. So these between, this is 8 a.m. right here, and all the way to about right here. All of this right here, this price action is equal to the 4 hour candle. All of this right here. Let me see if I'm right. Yep, I was very, very close. So all that is the 4 hour candle, right? If I was to go to 1 hour, you really can't tell too much about the trend from this. It made one movement of making one break of structure. If I go to 15-minute, it made one structure break here, two structure breaks here, and even a third structure break here. So this is an actual trend. When you're taking your entries, all you're saying is you're trying to catch this reversal movement on a lower time frame. So if I come down here, right, and look at the 1 minute, this wasn't exactly a chalk here. So the price action really didn't go very much anywhere because it was very close in line. But essentially you can see the movement, the same movement that came up. It makes a chalk, makes a BOS, and it continued going upwards until it made this pullback. So whether you take this chalk or whether you take this BOS is non-consequential. It just has to meet your rules. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Like, there's no power in a chalk. I'm gonna be honest with you. A chalk is just an early sign of a potential reversal. We get chalk in the BOS, then that usually is when the trend is confirmed. And if you remember Coach Nate used to always wait for the BOS. He didn't take chalks. That's also what helped him to be more profitable. So there's a strategy that you can use around it as well.
Okay. Sounds good.
Brian.
Mhm.
Hi. I have 2 questions.
Sure, sure.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, give me 1 second to turn this off. All right.
One
Go ahead,
moment.
brother.
First is this. When we have this model, I can mark my POI like this, E like this.
So yeah, that's one way that you can definitely. So this would be an example of a single candle POI, and you could pull it like that. You could also pull ranges. So you could take this as the low and the high and pull it like this as well too.
Yes, but if I choose this more bigger, I have mitigation area in this. Yes.
That's not, to me, that's not mitigated.
Why?
It barely even touched the POI.
Is small touch in POI?
Yeah, I'm not big on the whole mitigation thing. I don't really, because you can see POIs that have been touched 4 times. You can see them touched 3 or 4 times. Like if price is going to go to a point where they decide that it's either high or lower. So if you take a big POI like this, right, the price could be touched many, many times. Just because it goes to 50% of the POI, to me, doesn't mean that it could be mitigated, because I've seen price where it goes in here, comes out, comes back, does something like this, goes deeper in, and it can go. So I don't know, mitigation to me it's a very subjective topic, and it's not really consistent. What you care about is where's the price where it's attractive that they sell. Okay, sellers wanted to get in, right? So here, price made this move up. It made a small pullback. It comes in. They obviously felt that somewhere in this area that this was an attractive price, and they sent price further back downward. So I don't know if you saw in the course. I don't know if it's not. No, it's not there. So in order for it to make this BOS, you have a reaction right here. So I know one of the things that Rob talks about in the precision course is looking at the reaction point, and you could use this as your reaction point. That's another way that you can pull supply demand zones. But what I'm getting at is there's multiple ways that you can pull zones. Does that make sense?
Okay. And as a POI for this in the bottom. One moment. And this does not mitigation area. I don't can draw this POI. I can draw this pure more bigger. It's more correctly. Yes.
So this would be the last down candle before an up move, and that's the way that you should draw single candle based zones. So it would be more effective if you're going to do single base zones to pull it based upon the entire candle, and you want to include the wicks on both sides. Yes. If you want to pull based on reaction point, then you would pull this entire candle. So this would be your reaction point candle.
Then I can draw this candle how is it is POI POI.
Sorry, say that one more time.
You say this for this candle, we have a reaction from this
Mhm.
this reaction,
Mm.
and I can draw this candle as POI.
Uh-huh. Yep. So that would be what's called using reaction points as the basis for your supply and demand zone.
But if I want to make my POI more smaller, I can draw wicks. Yes,
Uh-huh.
good. And for your trade, I want to ask. You have this big POI, but 1 moment.
Mhm.
I see you can make this POI with this up candle order block, and if I make this decision, what I have bottom sweep, it's choke after boss, and sometimes I make trade with market execution.
Uh-huh.
It's not very. No, I don't make a mistake. It's excuse me. It's a little difficult to explain what I want to say. But if I be on monitor at the time, I will make this trade.
Yeah, that
It's
looks good looks good to me. You made your breaks here, right?
yes,
And then price end up going up. Now, however you choose your entry. I mean, this to me is if you use the reaction base, like what I was talking about method, your reaction based candle is somewhere right here that I can see. So it kind of taps into your reaction. You could be able to, if I don't know if you do limit orders, you said you do market execution, right?
yes.
So if you did limit orders, you might have gotten tagged in right here and for it to go up. If you're doing market execution, look like you're doing it on a breakout style, this would be fine as well too.
I understand. I wait for boss because the major structure is 1 moment. This,
Mhm.
and it's very big area, 22 points. For this, I make this decision for lower with how much is it? Is 8 pips for trade.
Mhm.
And I follow your I don't know how it's 1 moment.
Mhm.
I follow your advice, and today I have where is here's the code. Here's the code. I make this trade with 4 RR.
Oh, good stuff.
But I want to leave 1 runner with 20%, but I go I don't 1 moment. I wasn't in front of the monitor.
Mhm.
And I close at this top 40%.
So what you could do is set up a rule where you have you do like have runner, maybe like after a certain amount of R, you could take partials, and that way you could have a runner if you wanted to have a runner that goes to a higher target.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Because for previous I don't use runner because I think what I have now I pass 10,000 challenge, and first phase I pass. It's very interesting thing because two previous I don't have pass, and it's similar similar chart.
Mhm.
And this is first phase. It's little stupid to have 5% profit, and then I fall down, and 3-4 days I close the phase.
Oh, well, good job on this, brother. Good job on passing it. To me, that sounds like you're making progress.
Yes, and previous what I have first my phase I have in 2 days from minus 6% make 8.
Oh, good stuff, man.
It's in 1 day I make 6% in news. I don't remember what news, but 6% in 1 trade. It's very difficult, emotional.
Well, yeah, the more practice that you get, the less that your emotions should have an effect on your trading. Your emotions tend to sometimes tell you, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? Why are you, doing things? And then, when you kind of get into a process is really going to help you to think less emotionally about your trading, because the only thing that's in front of you are candles. That's it. There's nothing fear, like the emotions usually tell you where fear is, right? So, or where it's something that you need to be concerned about, like an actual threat. There's nothing threatening about the market. You are risking money, but if you can manage your emotions when you trust and have confidence that, okay, I'm making the best decision possible. So you want to make the best decisions and the best choices when it comes to the trades that you get in, right? And the more confidence you have in your ability to evaluate opportunity, the less that emotions will tend to show up in trading. Like, you'll never be completely unemotional, but your emotions should be managed. That's it. So
I understand. For me, it's difficult to make trade with 2 points of stop. It's a little scary for me to make so small stop, because I see these trades on chart, but it's scary to get in.
yeah, with more practice, you'll be okay, right? You got to practice that more, because you have to be confident in your ability to evaluate direction. If I gave you a map and I told you that if you follow the map, at the end of the map, there's $100 million, but I gave you the map that tells you how to do it, and you followed the map, would you feel confident that you're going to get the money?
Yes, I will feel comfortable.
Okay. If I told you there was $1 million hiding somewhere in Russia and I didn't give you a map, would you feel confident that you would be able to find the money?
Don't understand all.
So I just tell you, go to Russia, and in Russia, there's $100 million waiting for you, but I don't give you a map and I don't tell you how to find it.
Not comfortable.
Yeah, that's the difference in what happens in trading. The first thing is I gave you a plan. I showed you a map, and the map gave you step-by-step instructions on where to go. But when I told you that there's $100 million, but I didn't give you a map, you didn't feel confident. That's what your emotions are when you see trades, and you're feeling your emotions in trades. Your mind is not sure of what's the next step or what are you doing, and the result it could come. But if you spend enough time practicing and you make yourself a pattern or a process that you follow, you're not going to feel that same emotion of being scared about, a 2-pip stop. Some of my stops sometimes are 10 pips. Some of them times they're 1.7. I do not care because I'm more confident about the direction of where we're going. Even the loss that I took today in my trade, I still got the direction right. Price did go in my direction. It didn't go at the time I wanted it to go. I'll live with that. I'll have 2 of those losses out of 10. Next time, I'll get that right. So even though I lost a trade, my analysis was still on point. So that makes me feel confident when taking trades. And even if I take a loss, I know I'll make it back because I got the direction right. And when you get the direction right, that is the most important thing you can do in trading. It doesn't matter how big your stop is. It doesn't matter how tight your stop is. If you ultimately have the direction wrong, it's either going to take you out at break even or at worst, take you out at a loss. So if you can be confident on direction, it'll open up the doors to all kinds of stuff for you.
Okay, thanks. I understand all.
Good. Sergi P Money asked, what was the spread on gold? If you
What?
know. He was curious about the spreads on gold.
How much spread on gold on me?
On True Forex funds.
1 moment.
Okay.
Now maybe it's more bigger, but now 1080.
Oh, that's good.
9.
That's good.
Yes, it's good. So for euro and USD, it's 0.
Uh-huh.
It's very beautiful.
What about
But,
US 30?
1 moment. No, I have. It's 1, 2.
Is it? Oh, it's 2 digit. Okay, that's around the same, I guess. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Can you go back to gold, please?
What?
Can you go back to gold, please?
Gold? Okay.
Please. Okay. Wait. Okay. Okay, that's good. Thank you. I like 5.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for the time and the good questions and conversation. If y'all have any more questions I didn't get a chance to answer today, please don't hesitate to ask in the Discord questions. Because definitely want to be able to get if Solomon also has valuable feedback as well too on the things that y'all ask. And I love when y'all ask questions because you're asking a question that somebody else may not ask. So that's why I like answering them in public fashion so that you get different takes and inputs, because ultimately, like I was telling to Sergi, you need a plan, a map, right? And that map is going to be specific to what you see in the market. And we all follow similar structure, not just market structure, but similar structure rules in how we structure the plan. But the individual things that we do are the things that make you unique. That's why trading is something where everybody can express themselves in their own way. So with that, guys, I'll let you know once this recording is up. Wishing you the best in your trading. Let us know if there's anything we can answer for you. And if y'all catch me on Thursday at the same time, we'll have another conversation like this. And I'll answer any questions y'all have. So take care, guys. And I'll talk to y'all in the Discord.
All right. Take care, man. See ya.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.